Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityaṁ bhāgavata-sevayā. Bhagavati uttamashloke bhaktir bhavati nishtiki. Aradhayo bhagavan vrajeshatanayas tadhama vrindavanam. Ramya kachitupasana vrajavadhu vargena va kalpita. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam pramanamamalam prema pumartho mahan. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu matamidam atradarana paraha. Jai Śrī Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear worshipful devotees, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Grantaraj Srimad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 8, entitled Lord Krishna Shows the Universal Form. So, just to give a brief recap, in the last text, we discussed text number 35. And, we discussed some reasons also why Krishna ate dirt. So I'm sure you all got chance to review those 13 reasons why Krishna ate dirt and reflect upon that. And then later, in text number 35, Krishna said clearly, "Oh, mother, I didn't eat dirt. All these friends, sarve mithyabhi shamsinaha, they're all lying, they're all cheaters. I am that most truthful person. But if you don't believe, yadi satya girastarhi, if you don't believe that I am speaking the truth, let me show you. You can see samaksham pashyami mukham. You can see my mouth directly, face to face, pratyaksha praman." And at that point, let's see what happens further from text 36. Yadyevam tarahi vyadehi tya ukta sa bhagavan hari vyadatta vyavahatashvarya krida manuja balakaha. Translation and purport by Abhicharan Aravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai. Mother Yashoda challenged Krishna, "If you have not eaten earth, then open your mouth wide." When challenged by his mother in this way, Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, to exhibit pastimes like a human child, opened his mouth. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is full of all opulences, did not disturb his mother's parental affection, his opulence was automatically displayed, for Krishna's opulence is never lost at any stage, but is manifest at the proper time. Purport: without disturbing the ecstasy of his mother's affection, Krishna opened his mouth and displayed his own natural opulences. When a person is given varieties of food, there may be 101 varieties. But if one likes ordinary spinach, he prefers to eat that. Similarly, although Krishna was full of opulences, now, by the order of Mother Yashoda, he opened wide his mouth like a human child and did not neglect the transcendental humor of maternal affection. Hare Krishna. So thank you, dear Vaishnavas, for joining and Vaishnavis for joining. In the last time we discussed about, Krishna said, okay, if you do not trust me, then let me open my mouth and you can see. The idea behind Krishna telling that was that mother will say, okay, no, I trust you, right? Like, for example, if I ask, let's say I give some homework to Lakshya Prabhu, and if I ask, and maybe I have a doubt, Lakshya has done it or not, okay? Maybe I have a doubt. So if I ask Lakshya Prabhu, have you done your homework? He says, yes, I've done. Okay. And then I ask one more time, Lakshya Prabhu, are you sure you have done your homework? And he'll say, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I've done it. And then if I ask one more time, right, Lakshya Prabhu, have you done your homework? He'll say, Prabhuji, if you don't trust me, then I can get the homework right in front of you. Then you will believe it, right? Right? That's exactly what Krishna said, right? In the last verse, he said, if you have a doubt, samaksham yadi satya girastarhi samaksham pashyami mukham. Let me get the homework right in front of you. And then doubt will be clear. That's exactly what Krishna was doing. And in that case, what will I say? Yes, let's complete that story. No, I trust you. I trust you. You're a sincere person. You are my dear friend, and you are such a sincere devotee. I trust you. Don't need to get your homework. I trust you. You told it twice, and you are eager to bring it also. That means you have really done it. Otherwise, why will you say, right? Are you getting this? Do you agree with this, Lakshya Prabhu? But this did not happen with Krishna. So when Krishna said, oh, I have not eaten dirt. Mother asked, have you eaten dirt? No, I didn't eat dirt. No, not at all. Again, a couple of times this happened. And then finally Krishna said, oh, if you don't trust me, let me open my mouth wide. At that point, he was hoping what the mother will say, no, my child, I trust you. And he already had addressed with a lot of affectionate words like Amba, and we discussed that to develop sneha. But Krishna's trick did not work. Mother said, if you have not eaten the dirt, then open your mouth wide, as we learn in this verse. Mother did not say, no, I trust you. No need to open your mouth. Mother said, open your mouth wide. I want to see. Krishna was challenged by his mother in this way, the son of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, to exhibit pastimes like a human child. So this is the affectionate dealings between Mother Yashoda and Krishna, right? Krishna is the heart of Mata Yashoda, or so dear, in short. He's the life and soul of Mother and the Father. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is full of all opulences, did not disturb his mother's parental affection. What does that mean? Will anyone like to elaborate on that? What does this line mean?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam. So here Krishna wants to get the rasa of parental love. So he wants to have this rasa. That's why he that time, at least that time, he wanted to forget that he is a supreme Lord, and he wants to take mother's love, like he wants to relish the mother's love.
Wonderful. Any other thoughts anyone has? What are the opulences Krishna is full of? Lakshya, you know that verse? Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Ishvaryasya samakrasya viryasya yashashriya jnana-vairagyaschaiva shannam bhaga itingana. There are six primarily opulences, or six main: infinite strength, power, infinite beauty, or yeah, Shri, infinite, beautiful. He's the most beautiful. So strength or power, beauty, wealth, knowledge, strength, fame, and renunciation. He has an unlimited amount. But he does not show that. If he shows that all the time, then he displayed it for little instances, some instances in Vrindavan, like this is one of those instances. Krishna showing the universal form he's about to show. But the potency, the internal Leela Shakti of the Lord is so powerful that they would cover the residents of Vrindavan, so that they do not consider Krishna as God or the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, there is no love. Like, how can, I mean, the love is in the Shanti Rasa or Dasya Rasa at max. Like imagine, like, no one prays Narshing Dev become my child. Like, I want a child like Narshing Dev, but I want, like, because the rasa is different. It's more like we offer prayers to Lord Narshing Dev, we seek for protection. But Krishna, there are so many devotees, they have like Krishna as, they worship Krishna as their child, Laddu Gopal. So that's the mood Mata Yashoda has, not thinking him as God, but okay. So let's see. The next three verses are together. Let's see what happens inside. Now Krishna has been challenged by the mother. Open your mouth. One devotee said a little poem. Krishna, Krishna, yes, Mama. Then Mama says, eating dirt? No, Mama. Mama says, telling lie? No, Mama. And then this verse comes. Open your mouth. Ha, ha, ha. Krishna opens his mouth wide. And let's look at that beautiful verse. Someone would like to read this? Three texts are together. Yes, I can't throw and to read.
Hare Kṛṣṇa, yes, 1 minute. Hare Kṛṣṇa, everyone. Satatra darshi vishvam jagatstanj satasnu chakhaham dishaha sadri vipad bihi bhugolam savayvya agnindu tarakam jyotis chatram jalam tejo nabasvam vyad evacha vaikhari kanindriyamni manomatra gnashtrayaha etad vichitram sahajiva khala swabhava karmashaya linga bedam sunos tano vikshaya vidarsh tatsyam vrajam sahatatmanam avapi shamkham. Thank you, Prabhu. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When Krishna opened his mouth wide by the order of Mother Yashoda, she saw within his mouth all moving and non-moving entities, outer space, and all directions, along with mountains, islands, oceans, the surface of earth, and blowing wind, fire, the moon, and stars. She saw the planetary system, water, light, air, sky, and creation of by transformation of Ahankara. She also saw the sense, the mind, sense, perception, and the three qualities goodness, passion, and ignorance. She saw the time allotted for the living entities. She saw the natural instinct and the reaction of karma. And she saw the desires and different varieties of bodies moving and non moving. Seeing all these aspects of cosmic manifestation along with herself in Vrindavana Dhama, she became doubtful and fearful of her son's nature. Purport. All the cosmic manifestation that exist on the gross and subtle elements, as well as the means of their agitation, the three gunas, the living entities, creation, maintenance, annihilation, and everything going on in the material energy, external energy of the Lord. All this comes from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda. Everything is within the control of Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 10th verse. Mayadhyakshane parakshiti suyati characharam. Everything in the material nature, Prakrit, works under his control because all these manifestation comes from Govinda. They could all be visible within the mouth of Govinda. Quite astonished, Mother Yashoda was afraid because of intense material afflictions. She could not believe that within the mouth of her son such things could appear. Yet she saw them, and therefore she was struck with fear and wonder. Thank you, Prabhu. I have only one comment, Prabhu. I was in the just when I'm just in the position of thinking from Mother Yashodama's standpoint, like how surprised or how shocking it would be to see all that in a little Krishna's mouth. He's small, and we expect that she was expecting to see some dirt, but it is like completely opposite. Like everything, she saw except that she saw everything all right. So it's totally out of the world, and I mean definitely you need to explain more, Prabhu, but that's the only comment I have after reading that. Sorry, Prabhu. Thank you.
Able to visualize the emotion what she must be going through, right? Amazed. Is that right?
Definitely, Prabhu. That's the at least with kids around, I could see how it is, and if something that is not there, that is something. If I see something that is not expected, I'll be blown out of mind. And especially in this case, it's like totally. I see how Yasodama would be seeing it. It's like it's very difficult. Like what am I seeing? Yeah. So.
Let's see. There's so many nice pictures here, which explain this point. This is the point. This is the exact pictures of ISKCON painting. When all the friends had complained, remember Ramadya Gopadarakaha, and then Mother Yashoda asked to open the mouth. And then let's see what, not this one. Not this one. So, let me open 50. Like 49 things open, so sorry for that, but now I opened the right one. Let's watch this just for 1 minute. short video. Give me a thumbs up if you're able to hear the sound.
Little Krishna, can't you see how worried your brother is? Why have you eaten dirt?
Are you sure he ate dirt, Balram?
Yes. There is only one way to know for sure. Krishna, if you are telling the truth, then just open your mouth and I shall see. I must be dreaming.
Yashoda.
She saw something inside Krishna's mouth.
He ate dirt. I saw the entire universe. The suns, the planets, oceans, mountains, all inside his mouth. I think I'm losing my mind. Oh.
No.
This is one of the sweet, in Bhagavad Gita also Krishna shows the universal form to Arjuna. Anyone knows which chapter he shows? In which chapter Krishna shows the universal form to Arjuna? Chapter 11. Right, chapter 11 entitled Virat Rupa. So this is that universal form. Pretty over there, the description is in more detail. The sun, the mountain, direction, the demigods, everything. Basically, char achara. Char means those who can move, like we have legs. Achara means those who don't have legs. So mountains, oceans. So basically, Krishna is the cause of all causes, the source of all sources, the source of all the demigods also are in him. And I like this beautiful analogy coming to my mind in chapter 11. It's mentioned that some of them are taken inside Krishna's mouth, like the, let's see, what's I was recently reading this chapter for my exams. So the analogy given in chapter 11 of Bhagavad Gita, some of them enters in Krishna's mouth like rivers entered into the ocean. And some of them are entering into Krishna's mouth or the universal form's mouth, the Kala Rupa, Virat Rupa, as moths enter the fire. So rivers entering the ocean represents the devotees. It's like devotees also, their body also dies. Their body also has an end point. But as rivers enter the ocean, it's like a happy, sweet, journey. His Holiness Satchidananda Maharaj was recently in Alachua, and he gave a very, very nice, example about surrender, which I would like to bring here for my own purification and remembering some of the things which he shared. So surrender, the word is often may bring fear in the hearts of people. Hey, surrender. But surrender is beautiful. Surrender is joyful. Surrender is sweet. And in that context, I will share a sweet story which His Holiness Satchidananda Maharaj shared. Once upon a time, there was a hunter in the forest. And he had this bow and arrow. And he wanted to kill a nice, furry, thick, pulpy rabbit for his meal or to sell or whatever he wanted to. So he was chasing the rabbit, and his eyes were completely on him. He was completely focused. And they came to a point where the rabbit could not go any further. Like imagine like there's like a, some kind of obstruction was there. There was no way the rabbit could go forward to escape. The only way was like he had turned, and turning means the death in the form of hunter is standing right there. Are you able to visualize this kind of? At that point, a great sadhu was also going, a great sannyasi was also passing by. And this hunter had his bow arrow nicely, like just ready to shoot, ready to release that arrow. And this rabbit, with utter dependence, he realized there is no other way for me. He fell at the feet of the hunter. And the hunter was still ready, like pointing at the face of the rabbit. But rabbit was speaking in his own language, the words, prayerful words of utter dependence, that hunter, I am completely dependent on you. I beg at your lotus feet. Kindly, give me shelter. Kindly give me shelter. And this hunter was not able to release the arrow. Now, the rabbit is not moving. The rabbit is at his feet. And this hunter has his bow charged up. But he did not have the strength or the heart to release that arrow. And seeing this all, the sadhu, the sannyasi who was traveling, he collapsed. So basically he collapsed, and then someone threw some water. He was like completely unconscious. Oh, great sage, what happened? And he said, oh, Krishna, and then again collapsed. Then after a few minutes, they threw some more water and said, oh, Krishna, again collapsed. And then finally, one more time, they put some water. And then they asked, sir, dear Mahatma Ji, what happened? So basically, hunter gave him life. Hunter said, I don't have the heart to kill this rabbit, sorry. And he released the arrow somewhere else in the air. And the great sadhu was saying, look at this hunter. This hunter whose heart is very hard, tough like steel, like a stone, right? And that's why he has been killing animals all his life. Killing means hard-hearted. Then only someone will do the violence to kill and eat the flesh of others. This hunter whose heart is so hard, and this rabbit who is just an animal, took shelter of the hunter, of a hard-hearted person. And then the hunter, rather than killing him, took care of him. What will be the result of if I surrender to Krishna, who is the Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu na me dveshi na priya ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. Those who are favorably approaching the Supreme Lord, how much the Lord loves us. He's not hard-hearted. He's not like a hunter. He's not there to kill us. He's there to help us. How much more we would have, how much more security, shelter, and freedom we'll have if we take shelter of him. So this was a point connecting to rivers entering the ocean. So devotees don't die. Devotees yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama, they go back home, back to God. So that's the analogy. But the other analogy is moths entering the fire. So the cat carries the kitten in her mouth, and the cat carries the rat also in her mouth. But for rat is the end. And for the kitten, it's the cat is transporting the kitten to a safer shelter. The same mouth, so the same universal form, the same process of death, but one death for a devotee is going back home, back to Godhead to eternally serve Lord Krishna and be eternally happy. This same death for a non-devotee is basically receiving the cycle of birth and death and probably going into hellish planets because of all the wrong things they may have done. So this is universal form. This is the universal form in these three verses. In short, Mata Yashoda is completely bewildered, doubtful, fearful. These are the words used to describe her state of emotions. And of course, any parent would be bewildered, right? We know that who is Yashoda, we know who is Krishna in the sense that but Yashoda is not thinking Krishna as the Supreme Lord, right? We understand Krishna as the Supreme Lord, but Yashoda never thinks like that. She always thinks that little Krishna is my naughty child, and in the mouths of the child, seeing all this is certainly very, very unusual for a mother. Any thoughts or comments before we move to the next verse? Anyone has? Okay, let's read text number 4040. Vaswati, Mataji, you want to read?
Pranam, everyone. Text 40. Kim swapna etat uta devamaya kim bha madhyo vato buddhi mohaha atho amusyaiva mamarva kaksha yah kaschana utpattika atma yogaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Mother Yashoda began to argue within herself, is this a dream or is it an illusory creation by the external energy? Has this been manifested by my own intelligence or is it some mystic power of my child? Purport. When Mother Yashoda saw this wonderful manifestation within the mouth of her child, she began to argue within herself about whether it was a dream. Then she considered, I am not dreaming because my eyes are open. I am actually seeing what is happening. I am not sleeping, nor am I dreaming. Then maybe this is an illusion created by Devamaya. But this is also not possible. What business would the demigods have showing such things to me? I am an insignificant woman with no connection with the demigods. Why should they take the trouble to put me into Devamaya? That also is not possible. Then Mother Yashoda considered whether the vision might be due to bewilderment. I'm fit in health. I'm not diseased. Why should there be any bewilderment? It is not possible that my brain is deranged, since I'm ordinarily quite fit to think. Then this vision must be due to some mystic power of my son, as predicted by Garga Muni. Thus, she finally concluded that the vision was due to her son's activities and nothing else. So, what Mother Yashoda had seen in Krishna's mouth, she was not believing it. She had hard to believe, and she was trying to understand why she shot this one, and she was thinking about different aspects, like whether the demigods are showing her those, or it's the illusory energy of the Maya, etc. But because she was under the Yog Maya, and with her motherly affection, she was like thinking Krishna is like a regular child, not a supreme personality of Godhead. So that's why she had a lot of different questions in her mind. But finally she figured out that this is actually her son himself who has this mystic power, not any other kind of other power or other source of energy. And what Garga Muni also predicted. And that's why she finally get the conclusion that that's from his son, nothing else. Back to Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Mataji. So remember in the earlier text, like 12, 13, Gargacharya was doing the Namakaran ceremony or the name-giving ceremony. And over there he hinted, your son Krishna appears the incarnation in every millennium and in different colors, white, red, yellow. We all discussed that. Now he has appeared in blackish complexions and things. He said quite a few verses. The beautiful son of yours sometimes appeared previously as a son of Vasudeva. And he has many, many forms according to transcendental qualities. These are known to me, but people in general do not understand them. So he had said all these things, text 15, 14. By his grace only you will surpass all the difficulties. So now Mata Yashoda is recollecting all those things which Gargacharya had said in the prior texts. So there is a slight, so she's basically questioning like what it could be, why I'm seeing what I'm seeing. Is this dream? No, my eyes are open. How could it be dream? It's not a dream. I'm seeing everything else normally, so it's not a dream. Or some Deva Maya, some demigods have put something on me. No, what wrong I have done to them? Why will they do so? I'm just an ordinary woman I'm not like a big, fighting against demigods or competing with them. I'm just an ordinary woman, like I'm Gopi. What connection I have with demigods? I don't do harm to them. I'm just like an ordinary, like why will, why will an important chief minister or even like a governor has to do with an ordinary person? No, they don't, maybe they'll talk to other ministers, they don't commonly interact with, normal people or try to cause difficulties in their lives, or at least on a one-to-one scale. So all this is going on in her mind. Let's read the next verse, 41. Yes, Shilpa Mataji, want to read?
Yes, Prabhu, I'll try. Ato yatavan na vitarka gocharam cheto mana karma vakobir anjasa yad asrayam yena yata pratiyate sudur vibhavayam pranatasmi tatpadam. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada Ki Jai. Therefore, let me surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead and offer my obeisances unto Him, who is beyond the conception of human speculation, the mind, activities, words, and arguments, who is the original cause of the cosmic manifestation, by whom the entire cosmos is maintained, and by whom we can conceive of its existence. Let me simply offer my obeisances, for Him is beyond my contemplation, speculation, and meditation. He is beyond all of my material activities. Purport: one simply has to realize the greatness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should not try to understand Him by any material means, subtle or gross. Mother Yashoda, being a simple woman, could not find out the real cause of the vision. Therefore, out of material affection, out of maternal affection, she simply offered obeisances unto the Supreme Lord to protect her child. She could do nothing but offer obeisances to the Lord. It is said, Achintaya kaluye bhava na tamsa tarkena yojayat. Mahabharata Bhishma Parva 5.22. One should not try to understand the supreme cause by argument or reasoning. When we are beset by some problem for which we can find no reason, there is no alternative than to surrender to the Supreme Lord and offer him our respectful obeisances. Then our position will be secure. This was the means adopted in this instance also by Mother Yashoda. Whatever happens, the original cause is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sarva karana karanam. When the immediate cause cannot be ascertained, let us simply offer our obeisances at the lotus feet of the Lord. Mother Yashoda concluded that the wonderful things she saw within the mouth of her child were due to him, although she could not clearly ascertain the cause. Therefore, when a devotee cannot ascertain the cause of suffering, he concludes, Tat te nukampam sasamika samano bunjana evatma kartham vipakam hradva vapurbhir vidhadan namaste jivetayo mukti pade sadaya bhak Bhāgavatam, I think 10.14.8. The devotee accepts that it is due to his own past misdeeds that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has caused him some small amount of suffering. Thus, he offers obeisances to the world, to the Lord again and again. Such a devotee is called Mukti Pada. Mukti Pade Sa Daya Bhak. That is, he guaranteed his liberation from this material world. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 2.14, Matra sparsastu kaunteya sitosya sukha dukkha da payino nityas tam satitiksasva bharata. Hare Kṛṣṇa. We should know that material suffering due to the material body will come and go. Therefore, we must tolerate the suffering and proceed with discharging our duty as ordained by our spiritual master. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Prabhuji. To what I understand, looks like the story that you just said, the rabbit surrendering to the hunter, right? I mean, not exactly the same case here, but looks like Mata Yashoda completely surrendered to Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, without knowing or with an impression that his son is his son, not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the point is, the point that Prabhupada is saying here is about the surrenderness, right? Irrespective of whether we really know more about Lord Krishna or not, where we cannot understand either way completely about Lord Krishna and his powers, and his powers. So we just have to, we don't have to know more about him. It's better to, it's good to know, but not completely. Rather than having a point of discussion on our argument, we surrender towards him, to his lotus feet. We would be bewildered. That's what his Prabhupada is mentioning here, taking an example of Mata Yashoda Prabhu. And I think it's mentioned, he's also saying the verse in Bhagavad Gita also says the same of liberation. Prabhu, please add, correct. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
So much, Mataji.
That was such a nice reading. This is Mother Sucharya speaking, but that was such a nice reading. It was so sincere. Thank you.
Hare Kṛṣṇa, Mataji. Thank you.
Mataji, you have the blessings of Srila Prabhupada disciple Sucharya Mataji. So you're very blessed. Sucharya Mataji, thank you so much for your kind association. You want to say anything and bless us?
This is a wonderful chapter because Srila Prabhupada quotes the verse that he tells us over and over should be our guide, that when reversals come, that we should simply offer our humble obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and pray for his causeless mercy, because this world is full of so many obstacles and sufferings, and we pray to overcome those and do some genuine service to please Prabhupada and the disciple succession and the wonderful devotees. For that verse, is there a kind of a title for it? Because Prabhupada said this should be our guide. Is there like a
title for the verse, you mean? I'm not sure if I got your question, Mataji. Number, you mean?
No, just that the verse itself. Tan te nukampam. I guess that's the title. It's just that it's such an important verse that we can, if we remember it, it'll help us. I guess, well, we could probably call it the guide verse for being humble, praying for mercy.
So beautiful. The guide verse. Thank you. Thank you for your blessings. In the Bhagavad Gita also, comes in chapter 2, text 7. It's like the turning point of Bhagavad Gita. In the state of indecision, make the decision to take shelter of Guru and Krishna. I like that line, that statement. That's what Arjuna did. It's what Mata Yashoda is also doing. In the state of doubt, confusion, not knowing what's right, not knowing what is going on, but she knows what is the solution. The solution is not to understand why it's happening, right? In the previous verse, we noted that she was trying to, whether it is because of external energy, my mind, my intelligence, devatas. You know, a lot of people try to figure out in life, oh, are my stars bad? Or why something is happening in my life, right? Any event, it could be connected to us or to our family or something. And then everyone, invests so much trying to understand the why. Why is it happening with me? Why? But here, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is telling that don't focus much on the why. Focus more on what next, right? This is also a very great question when people ask, why the hell I'm in this world, right? Why I, started to envy Krishna, and why I'm suffering in this material world. The bigger question is what next we have to do. And therefore we see that, men go more by logic and women go more by heart. That's how they have been naturally designed. And in all the spiritual circles, actually, the number of population of women are more. Even in the kids class, which we do, I was just, analyzing, out of the 22 people who got certificates last time, more than 2/3 are girls. And it's not a coincidence. In all the classes we see, the number of population of matas, the mothers, women, is higher. Why? Because they simply are able to dovetail their love and devotion to Krishna. And the Prabhus are busy in logic. And as mentioned here, one should not try to understand him by material means, gross or subtle. We cannot understand Krishna. We cannot understand. Let's say I'm getting a reaction. Like I had a severe neck pain last 2 days. Now I can spend next 2 days to figure out why is my neck paining. And I will have no clear answer about it. Is it because something I did wrong yesterday? Is it because something I did wrong 10 days back? Something I did wrong 10 lifetimes back or 10 million lifetimes back, right? There's no end to it. Gahana karmana gatihi. The intricacies of action and reaction are so intertwined that one can spend, analysis paralysis situation. We cannot understand. And neither we have to understand all that. What we have to understand, one should not, Prabhupada is clearly saying, one should not try to understand the supreme cause by argument or reasoning. When we are beset by some problem, for which we cannot find no reason. Now that does not mean that if someone is sick, then don't worry, don't try to figure out why you're sick. Just, we have to do the needful. Of course, after trying, there are certain diseases which are like, even doctors don't know why it's happening, right? If one has done the dutiful endeavor, one has seen the professionals, medical, whatever. If the car breaks down, it has an engine light on, then of course we'll go to the mechanic and say, hey, please figure out why the engine light is on. What's wrong? I need to get it fixed. But after, for which we have, basically about life problems, not about the car or the other things. And there is no alternative than to send to the Supreme Lord and offer him our respectful obeisances. This is the essence, the guide verse, the life verse, as Mother Sucharya also said. So Arjuna was confused, Arjuna was in doubt, but at that time he made a very good decision. And Lakshay can tell that verse, Lakshay, that verse where he takes shelter of Krishna in chapter 2. Who knows that verse? 2.7. Arjuna uvacha. What's that verse? Karpanya dosho pahat svabhava prachami tvam dharma sammura cheta yat shreyasya nishchitam brohitan me shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. O my Supreme Lord, I take shelter of you as a disciple. Now you guide me what is really good for me. Yat shreyasya nishchitam brohitan me. Don't give me, temporary things. Don't give me praise. Give me shreyas, what is really good. So when we are in crossroads in life, when we are confused, when we don't know what's right, what's wrong, at that time, we should actually at all times, but especially at those times, we must take shelter of Krishna. And because that's what Lord Brahma is saying in 10.14.8, and tolerate. Rather than trying to do analysis paralysis, just tolerate that what is. And there's a famous prayer also in this, right? Like in the prayers of this comes in one of the Christian books. Oh God, please give me the strength to change what I can, right? Please give me the strength to change what I can, and the ability to tolerate what I can't, and the wisdom to identify the difference, right? Did everyone get it? Who would like to repeat this 3 things like a prayer?
Can you repeat one more time?
Sure. You want me to repeat one more time? Oh God, or Krishna, oh my dear master, my friend, my everything, we can praise in our own language. Please give me the strength, right? The ability to change what I can, right? Of course, in a good way, not to kill innocent animals. The ability or the strength to change what I can, to tolerate. A lot of things we can't change, right? I'm sure we all have experiences, even though we want them to change. But for example, a lot of things in life. We want our kids to behave in a certain way, but right? Or we want the neighbor to behave in a certain way. We want our husband, wife to behave in a certain way. But we have to understand, tolerate what we got, right? And the ability to understand and the wisdom to understand the difference, right? So 3 things: strength to change what we can, tolerate what we can't, and wisdom to understand. The difference means where we have to tolerate and where we have to try our part to make a difference. Right? Anyone? You want to repeat, Antya? Yes, Mataji.
Oh Lord, please give me strength to change what I can, tolerate what I cannot change, and then a wisdom to identify the difference. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
That beautiful prayer. Good. Thank you. So any other comments anyone has in this text before we pause here? A little over time, but we started late as well. Anyone has any comments or any last thoughts before we pause? Okay, so I guess we can meditate upon this. So Krishna opened the mouth on the request of Mother Yashoda. She saw the universal form, and now she's thinking, what is this? Why? And then she came, okay, let's not figure out the why, but took shelter of the Supreme Lord. Here the Supreme Lord is not referring to the baby Krishna, not like Mata Devahuti, the mother of Kapila Dev. She took shelter of her own son, knowing that this son is the Supreme God. But of course, Yashoda is not thinking like that. She is thinking about Lord Vishnu. So we will continue. This has a few more verses, so it will take maybe 2 or 3 more days to complete this beautiful chapter. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrī Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Thank you. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Hare Kṛṣṇa. Jai Śrī Prabhupada.
Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Hare Kṛṣṇa.